Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll just go back. I'm a history teacher by trade, and I think it's very important what the chairman has mentioned about President Truman, President Johnson, President Nixon, meaning both parties have been guilty of this scenario. But that said, I really want to emphasize one of the questions I actually asked the chairman of the Fed while he was here. And I asked him two basic questions. I said, did the government overspend during the Biden presidency? And he said, yes, that was one of the leading causes of inflation. He said it right before us, and everyone's agreeing how great he is. Well, that was his comment. Second thing I would add to that is that he admitted right here that they messed up on interest rates during those years. It's one of the reasons why inflation was also so high. And so I would go to that. And so the president criticizing the Fed board is welcome to politics. We're all playing it right now. The second part I would mention beyond this history lesson is the sense that Mr. Vargas talked about not being normal. Let's just recall what's happened. Mr. Vargas brought up the question about gas prices, and some of us were all struggling with that, no doubt about it. But I would also go back to history and saying, we got rid of the Keystone Pipeline just a few years ago. That would have lowered gas prices. We also got rid of 40% of our strategic oil reserve because we were playing politics during the previous administration. So the way that you reduce prices is not by playing politics, it's by increasing the supply of oil. And that's what we are attempting to do. The good news is we've gone from a little less than 9 million barrels a day to a little bit over 13 million barrels a day, and that's a positive sign. And when soon Venezuela will come on board, we'll see some additional relief there. And when this conflict ends, because every president of the United States since 1979 has said that Iran is a major problem, and yes, we're all struggling with high gas prices right now, but when this conflict ends, there'll be long-term gas relief. And just for again, a history lesson here, in the summer of 2013, adjusted for inflation, oil was $147 a barrel. 2013, you can decide who was president then. 2022, $147 a barrel. And so let's put this in, again, historical perspective where we're at. We all hate high gas prices. We all hate high interest rates. And guess what? We all play politics. But what we're trying to do here is get to the chairman's point, which is there is dramatic overspending at the Fed. We look more closely at it. Since then, the investigation has ended. But that's a logical thing to do. And it's the same logical thing to do to use the oversight committee to look at how dollars are spent on both sides of the administration. So, and finally, I would just say to Mr. Vargas, he brought up a lot of things about taxes. The other party happened to be in power. I wasn't in office, but I was a history teacher, and I used to teach this in the classroom. They had the opportunity to lower taxes exclusively on tips, overtime, and Social Security. That didn't happen. So the sense of opportunity for tax relief is always there. And the good news is when you put money back in people's pockets, they do wonderful things to do it because they earn it. And so I'm very confident that we as a committee, which is so impressive, we work on a bipartisan basis. And it's just a shame we have to get in this back and forth today as opposed to working on the policies that the chairman is looking to pursue. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I appreciate your thoughtful debate today, and I yield back.